Straight ahead in this week's Working Woman Report. She's spunky, smart, and knows how to shake it with the best of them. Meet the Latina sensation who's making the world beautiful one lipstick at a time. Plus, these women are defining what it means to be a mompreneur. Meet the everyday women who are redesigning their careers in ways you've never imagined. And we'll introduce you to the woman focused on empowering women by providing a safe haven in times of trouble. What's your idea? If you're ready to change your life and start making your passion work for you, listen up. The Working Woman Report is here to help, and it starts right now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Allison Hans. This week's first working woman has done it all. From the stage to the screen, she built a successful career as one of the top makeup artists in the industry. But all that time in the spotlight put her in touch with another passion: business. For the past decade, she's been selling her very own unique makeup line. Her story is one of perseverance and smart marketing. Edie Marie Martinez has always had a passion for dancing, but it is her spectacular talent as a makeup artist that's moved her to the top of her profession in the beauty industry.
Every network you could imagine in New York City, from History Channel to CNN to WPIX to CBS to NBC, all of them.
But while Edie Marie was busy making network stars glamorous, she was also doing something for herself, developing a line of cosmetics which bear her name, Edie Marie Products.
There was a need for a Latina makeup line that's not out there. So I decided, I happen to be Latina. I have this down, so let's do it. And I did.
Edie Marie designs custom makeup discs for a variety of complexions. What was the inspiration for this purple?
The purple is like a color that goes with a lot of different skin tones.
So it's for everyone.
It's diverse, like me.
Diversity is a big part of her brand, and smartly so. When Edie Marie looked at the competition, she saw a distinct opening.
I never found my color, and I worked for all those companies. I had to mix the color together to get mine.
Edie Marie developed her own mixes and started selling. She brands and markets her makeup for Latina women, but the products are universal.
Latinas incorporate everything, from Caucasian, like Cameron Diaz, to somebody that's a very dark skin, like, a Celia Cruz.
The kits are called Disco Compactos. Each one looks like a compact disc. She says she also got some inspiration for her special makeup boxes from her abuelita. That's grandma. This was given to you by your grandmother, and that inspired these.
Inspired the polveros.
All that Latin flavor got her plenty of attention over the years, including a brush up with some giant retailers. But Edie Marie says she prefers to keep a close eye on her products, at times even making personal visits to retailers who sell her line. Back at her home, she showed me a few items and even gave my face a little touch-up.
Well, I love doing your makeup. Like making you shine even more.
The products are named after different Latin dances.
The powder colors are flamenco, cha-cha-cha, merengue, and salsa. And your color is merengue.
How do you do the merengue?
It's easy, that's a two-step. There you go, there you go. There you go.
This is the
there
merengue.
Yes, there you go.
I got it.
That's it.
I got it.
Yeah. All we need is a lot of music.
I got it. If you want to go to a store and purchase these discs, where can you go?
Ray's Beauty Supply.
Ray's Beauty Supply.
Capelli D'Oro. And of course, you've got to go on the internet. EdieMarie.com.
A Latin sensation who's dancing all the way to the bank. Amidst the makeup madness, Edie also raised two beautiful daughters on her own. Both are making their own mark in the business world. If you'd like to spice things up with some of Edie's glamour, you can find her information on our website, workingwomanreport.com. We're just getting started here on the Working Woman Report. After the break, we'll introduce you to a fast-moving entrepreneur who doesn't know the meaning of wait, or you can't do that. See how she's helping women around the world succeed and, more importantly, stay safe. Plus, we'll introduce you to a woman whose resilience in the face of adversity can only be described as remarkable. Find out how she keeps moving through the tough times and how you can do it too. And meet the women who are using motherhood to create some big businesses. All that and much more is coming up after the break. Welcome back to the Working Woman Report. I'm Allison Hans. We continue with the story of a recent college grad who doesn't understand the meaning of "you can't do that." During her studies at the University of Michigan, she traveled to India on a research grant and came up with an amazing idea. Today, that idea is a successful nonprofit organization that provides jobs to impoverished women in India's capital and connects them with markets around the world.
But this is our triangular shawl. So this is actually knitted at the women's shelter that I started in New Delhi. So you can see, you can sort of wear it as like...
Your top came from there too, right?
Yes, it did.
On this Saturday afternoon, we find Teresa Vandermeer presenting her latest line of hand-knitted products. The items for sale were all made by the women of Work Shelter, a safe haven she created in New Delhi, India.
Work Shelter is a place in New Delhi, India, where women can come to live, work, and make a fair wage. So right now the women are knitting products. So basically they'll make scarves or shawls or hand warmers or headbands or sweaters like this. And we'll take those products and we'll sell them to boutiques here or at festivals like the New York City Green Festival.
Teresa's business partner, Namita Krul, lives in the Netherlands but makes occasional trips to New Delhi. They launched Work Shelter on Kickstarter, the online fundraising platform, and they run Work Shelter via Skype. So I called Namita on Skype to find out more about the women who come there.
The women are mostly destitute women who haven't had any opportunities to change and we help them change their lives to the betterment.
Many women are in relationships where domestic violence is present. Others, one woman has had an arranged marriage with a man who is mentally disabled. One woman's husband is an alcoholic. He's not abusive, but they just don't have any money to feed their kids. He spends it all on liquor.
Many of the women come on a daily basis. They learn to knit the products and are paid a fair trade wage for their work. When a product is sold, the costs for materials and shipping are deducted, and the rest goes into a special fund so Work Shelter can continue to train and employ the women. They maintain the building through donations.
Women come to us all the time, and because we don't have the financial stability to bring on 100 women or 200 women, we have to turn some women away.
Teresa is a social entrepreneur with a double bottom line, making a profit and fulfilling her mission. So she started an online for-profit business called Lotus Odyssey. They source and sell eco-products like these from around the world.
These are all
Oh my God, this is
double
great.
panels. Yeah.
It's like they're like iridescent.
The profits from Lotus Odyssey enable Teresa to continue working pro bono for Work Shelter because she has big plans for the future.
I hope Work Shelter transforms the face of employment for women in India and all over the world. So my goal is to create employment for as many women as possible so that they can help themselves, they can help their families, and they can help their communities.
Teresa believes in herself enough to live a triple life. She has a day job at Google, spends nights and weekends managing Work Shelter pro bono, and builds Lotus Odyssey, her for-profit startup. You can find Work Shelter products online by logging on to our website, workingwomanreport.com. Well, Teresa is part of a growing sector in the business world known as social entrepreneurs. Whether they're launching programs to empower young girls with skills in science and technology or raising money for cancer research, these change makers are driven by a passion to improve the world around them. The latest trends show more kids, teens, and young adults volunteering their time for various causes and trying to get adults involved since they're the ones who can offer financial backing for many of the campaigns. You can learn more about the power of social entrepreneurship at our website, workingwomanreport.com. Our next group of fierce females are redefining the definition of career woman. They are moms who found a void in the baby marketplace, so they developed their own products to fill it. Now these mompreneurs are taking care of business and family in their own unique ways. With more than 100 companies catering to newly minted moms and moms-to-be, the Big City Moms Baby Shower is the go-to event to find out about the latest and best in baby gear accessories, furniture, clothing, and much, much more.
Big City Moms is a network of over 50,000 expectant and new parents all over the country now. And we do events for expectant and new parents.
But Big City Moms has also become a solid network of creative female entrepreneurs, all looking to promote and market their businesses. Lori Caden from California is the creator of the Belly Bandit, a compression wrap that helps tighten your belly, waist, and hips post-pregnancy.
We've doubled and tripled every year, basically every year since we launched in 2008. It's a good product, it works, and 4.6 million women are pregnant, in the States, and it's much cheaper than a tummy tuck.
Lennox McNeary, a mother and physician from Roanoke, Virginia, was on hand to generate buzz for her company, Milk and Cookies. The company produces special cookies that help nursing moms produce more breast milk. McNeary came up with the recipe with another doctor in her practice after they had both given birth and were having a tough time nursing.
We were really struggling with our breast milk supply ourselves and passing a bottle of fenugreek back and forth. And we got tired of smelling like maple syrup, and we didn't feel like it was really working very well. So we knew we could do something better.
Beyond the amazing, unique products, the event also features plenty of celebrity star power, including Jessica Alba, Tia Mowry, and Melissa Joan Hart. At the New York venue, daytime diva Susan Lucci was on hand to promote her daughter Liza's company, Sage Spoonfuls.
We're a complete product line that gives moms and dads all the tools they need to make homemade baby food in an easy way.
It was easy to be supportive of Liza. Liza sat her dad and me down at her dining room table and told us her idea, and we're blown away.
While roaming the aisles is a great way to learn about what's out there for moms, the expo itself is a great time for many of the vendors to get to know one another and, of course, exchange ideas on entrepreneurship.
If you have an idea and you believe in it, then go for it. It's very incredible to see all these people who come up with these amazing ideas. And it's funny because we're parents and we started this business after I became a mother. And there's so many companies that are here tonight that started their business after they became a mother and they realized there was something lacking in the industry.
An industry with plenty of potential customers for those brave enough to give birth to that next new idea. For more information on Big City Moms and striking the work-life balance, be sure to check out our website, workingwomanreport.com. Well, the latest statistics show moms represent a $2.4 trillion market. If you're a business looking to corner that market, you may want to listen to the advice of the president and co-founder of The Mother Company, which specializes in safety and social skills media for kids. Samantha Counter says if you want to reach moms, you need to develop a unique voice in social media, since many moms spend more time surfing Facebook and other sites than reading magazines. She also says to be honest about your product and what it can offer. And finally, as your business grows, put moms in high-level positions to gain even more respect from your customer base. For more tips, visit our website, workingwomanreport.com. Still to come in this week's Working Woman Report. Overwhelmed by the challenge of starting or growing your business? We'll introduce you to a woman who has conquered just about every imaginable challenge. Her life lessons can help us all forge through the tough times. And speaking of staying strong, we'll also get expert advice on the one exercise that can give your body and your mind a sense of empowerment. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You're watching the Working Woman Report. I'm Allison Hans. Whether you run a business or run the household, staying healthy is one of the best ways to stay on top of your game. And one of the best ways to boost your immune system and your mood is to get moving. Today, we learned about one exercise that can make us feel stronger in our bodies and our minds.
Hey everyone, I'm Laura DeAngelis. Today is the day I want you to stop shying away from one of the best bodyweight exercises out there, the push-up. I know they scare a lot of people, especially women. But the thing is, push-ups burn a lot of calories, work virtually every major muscle group, and they make you strong. Now, push-ups are all about proper form, so I'm going to show you how to set up for them and get them done. So you want to make sure that your hands are slightly wider than shoulder width apart, facing forward. Your feet are behind you, and the wider that they're spread apart, you're going to have more stability. You want to get into a full plank position by drawing in your navel and squeezing the glutes and lifting your body up to a straight line from head to toe, keeping your neck neutral. Using a 90-degree angle, you're going to go down to the floor with your chest, keep that core nice and engaged, and push straight back up. Now, as soon as you feel your form start to suffer, if your back starts to arch, or you start shooting your booty up to the sky, it's time to stop. You can also try an elevated push-up, and my favorite place to do that is in a park using a park bench. Basically, the same rules apply. You want to have your hands a little wider than shoulder width, have your feet back as close or wide as you need for stability, and then as you bend down, you want to draw in your navel and squeeze your glutes, lower down using a 90-degree angle, push back up. And remember to keep that neck nice and neutral as you do your push-up. Another modification is to do the push-ups on your knees. Basically, you still want your hands a little more than shoulder width apart, facing forward. You're going to be on your knees, and you're going to still keep the navel drawn in and glutes engaged as you lower down to the floor with the chest and then push straight back up. Again, keeping that core engaged is going to make this all the more easier. And again, as soon as you start to feel your form is suffering, that's when you know you're done. Be sure to keep a fitness journal so you can keep track of how many push-ups you started with and then see how many you add along the way. You will be amazed at how seeing your progress on paper can motivate you to keep on going. Remember, feeling strong is a great motivator when it comes to staying the course on your journey to have fun, be fit, and feel fabulous.
For more of Laura's motivational health and fitness tips and to connect with our blog, be sure to check out our website, workingwomanreport.com. Speaking of staying strong, our next working woman knows just how tough it can be to stand tall in the face of adversity. After bankruptcy robbed her family of financial security, she started a business in the hopes of getting them back on their feet. What followed was nothing short of a roller coaster ride. But as you'll see firsthand, today she's back on solid ground. In 1987, Lindsay Frucci seemed to have it all. A happy, stay-at-home mom with a loving husband and 2 beautiful boys. She was the picture of marital bliss and the suburban good life. But within 3 years, her husband's business failed, and they found themselves at 40, filing for bankruptcy, not knowing what to do.
We were getting back on our feet slowly, but still kind of struggling, and I wanted to do something to help.
But figuring out how to help was perplexing to Lindsay. She decided she needed to start a business that would make a lot of money, ignoring the fact that she had absolutely no business experience. She thought long and hard about what she could do. It was the 90s. The fat-free craze was in full swing. What about creating a brownie that was all natural and fat-free? Within a few months, she had developed the recipe for low-fat morsels of gooey deliciousness that somehow were easy on the waistline but tasted great. She had her recipe and was ready to turn that recipe into a business. But how? She had absolutely no idea how to take the first step.
I had actually read about Score and Ink magazine, and I had read an article about a Score advisor and a couple out in California. And they talked about how this advisor had provided expertise to this couple starting a business. And I thought, well, expertise is something I desperately need because I have no idea what I'm doing.
But the people at Score did. Lindsay soon became fast friends with 2 gentlemen, Bob and Jay, who had decades in the food industry and loved her idea. They would help Lindsay create and grow No Pudge Brownies into a multi-million-dollar company.
We had brownie mix, No Pudge brownie mix in every chain of every store, every major chain in the United States and Canada.
Despite the success, all was not well in Lindsay's world. The 60-hour work weeks and endless merry-go-round of responsibilities running No Pudge had taken a toll on her and her family. In June of 2002, her husband was diagnosed with leukemia. 8 weeks later, Lindsay had a heart attack. something had to give. Or as her son AJ would put it to her one morning, "Mom, it's time to sell the pig."
I was tired. I was ready. It had been 10 years, and for 10 years, No Pudge had been my sun, moon, and stars. I'd worked 60 hours a week for 10 years. We'd gone through a lot in my family.
Soon after that conversation with her son, Lindsay did decide to sell her multi-million-dollar brownie business. And with some of the proceeds, she and her husband built their beautiful dream home overlooking Lake Wentworth in Wolfboro, New Hampshire. They settled into a more peaceful, relaxing existence. That was until one dark day in 2009 when Lindsay's world was once again turned upside down.
We got a phone call saying that the person that we had worked with to invest all our retirement funds, including the proceeds from the sale of No Pudge, had been perpetrating an elaborate Ponzi scheme, and all the money was gone. All of it, which was a stunner.
While all of the money was lost, Lindsay says she gained something crucial that day: perspective. She says by the look on her husband's face that morning, she thought something had happened to one of her boys who were now grown and working in New York City.
I had been given an incredible gift in that moment, that terrifying moment of thinking that something had happened to one or both of my kids. I had been given the gift of perspective. I was able to move forward and say, okay, this happened. We can't change it, but we're all here. We're all still alive. We're all still healthy. Everybody's here. We can deal with this.
While the financial advisor, Scott Farah, was put on trial for defrauding almost 400 investors out of $100 million, Lindsay and her husband made a conscious decision not to go to the courtroom each day, unlike many of the other victims who had also lost their life savings.
I made it very clear to the group of people early on who were very involved that was not, we would do whatever we needed to do to help, but we were not interested in being involved on a day-to-day basis. We were interested in moving forward, and that's what we did.
With the encouragement, love, and support of their two sons, Lindsay and Paul sold their dream home in New Hampshire and moved to New York to be closer to the boys. They now live in a beautiful rental apartment high above Brooklyn with their wonder dog, Zoe, as they figure out their next move in this thing called life.
Now, I'm loving New York City. Absolutely. After 25 years in New Hampshire, living here in Brooklyn, New York, has been an incredible experience, an adventure. It was an adventure we needed, and I'm soaking it up. I'm taking full advantage of it, and I love it.
She also spends her time talking to other women about how to handle and move forward from life's ups and downs, whether they be financial, health-related, or matters of the heart.
I think that I have shown that I can walk that walk. I have walked that walk. And I'm a really very happy person, you know, and I'm very grateful for the wonderful life that we do have.
In her book and in her appearances, Lindsay offers plenty of tips to keep us going through the tough times. That includes cultivating a life that includes mindful gratitude and acceptance. As Lindsay puts it, don't be a victim, don't be a drama queen, and don't be an ostrich. She says simply learn to accept what you can't change. For more of Lindsay's tips and information about her book, The Pig in Me, log on to our website, workingwomanreport.com. Well, that wraps up this edition of the Working Woman Report. Be sure to connect with us in the social media world. You'll find us on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. And of course, there's always our website, workingwomanreport.com. Tune in next time for more inspiring tips and ideas from our fantastic women. Who knows? You could be next. See you then.